What is up, guys? Welcome back to your favorite podcast. This is the GameChangerZ Network. I am Fabrice. Why am I acting so little, corny today? But I am Fabrice Fwanji. This is
Daniel Montoya.
And we are the GameChangerZ Network, and you too can become a game changer. What up, baby?
What up? Boy, I got some coffee this morning.
Boy, I got Core Power 42 grams of chocolate because can't ever be too swole.
This is how you know you're getting old. Whenever you come to set with a Bison cooler cup.
He got a Bison cooler cup. He's not cool enough to get a Stanley Cup.
Exactly.
Damn. Man, if Stanley Cups be like $42 though, that's crazy.
Well, I got this from the Chevy dealership.
I love it.
So we jump right into this because a situationship happened to me last week.
Okay, but before we do though,
I'm still a little pissed off about it.
Before we do though,
what?
What's all these shades, bro? Got the Ray-Bans on?
I got the Rays on.
Boy.
So we're about to go golfing after this session. Yeah. So, I came in here. These lights are a little too bright for me. So
yeah, he looking like he trying to get some.
Put on the bands.
He like trying to get some skeezers, baby. Looking for some cool that cat.
And the J's.
Look at them J's.
Hello.
Them J's fresh out the factory, boy.
Anyway,
I see you.
All right. So we're going to get into this.
Go ahead.
Situationship happened last week, okay? Me and the wife got a Lincoln Navigator about 2 months ago.
That's right.
Okay.
Big
body
SUV.
Boy. Okay.
He used to be dusty for sure.
Last week, transmission starts going out. Yes.
Oh.
Because we got it used. It had about 80,000 miles on it. So it's a used Lincoln. Okay. But transmission starts going out. And so I called the dealer. I'm like, hey, got to do something about this. We got warranty. Warranty covers almost all of it, but we still had to come out of pocket almost $3,000.
20? Oh, okay.
Almost $3,000, $2,800, $3,000.
Okay.
So I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm still gonna have to pay cash. Like, you know what I mean?
Out of pocket.
Like, why the hell did we get a $4,000 warranty? We got to still pay $2,800.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, you know what? I said, make this right. I said, forget this car. I didn't say those words. I said bad words, but I said, F this car. What do you got on the lot? And how much you can give me trade? So back and forth, boom, boom, boom. I got a Beamer now. So,
that's you right there?
Yeah, that's me.
Bro, I was wondering that. Oh, okay. T-Rex arms. Listen. I pulled up and I was like, this must be the neighbor. And he must have drove with you. Like, damn.
No, that's
you got a Beamer now?
I do.
I'm on a new level.
Oh, hold on, let me put that music on.
You can't copyright. Come on now. You trying to get us to lose our sponsors, man.
Anyway, so let me just tell you.
Bro.
So that congrats, but not because I still took a almost $5,000 loss because I traded it.
Oh, for that equal value?
Basically.
Oh, okay.
So I was going to lose by paying money to get transmission, or I was going to take a loss by trading it in for lesser value than when I bought it. So either way, I was going to take a loss. And I was like, well, I'd rather take the loss on trading because when a transmission goes out and somebody fixes your transmission, there just becomes more and more issues.
Yeah, that's a problem. How does the Beamer feel?
Amazing.
Okay.
I've never owned. This is my first ever Beamer.
Oh yeah, so you
ever owned. I've owned Mercedes, Lincolns.
First Beamer.
Ever.
Okay,
like luxury wise, Range Rovers. I've owned.
Right.
This is the first Beamer I've ever had.
Now you got 4 kids and you used to be in a Navigator. If you don't know what a Navigator...
No. We still got one. That wasn't the end of the story.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay.
So I had to trade that one in for that. So then we didn't have a big body car. I just had that and the Mercedes, which they're both sedan. They're both little cars, right? So with 4 kids, I was like, what the hell are we going to do? So Mercedes, we have a dealership here in Andrews, and we just drove by there.
There's a Mercedes in Andrews?
No. Chevy dealership.
Y'all ain't nice enough.
So we drove by, and then guess what I see on the lot? A Lincoln Navigator. So I'm like, wonder how much this thing costs. And then we go in there, and it costs almost the same of what I was financed with the other Lincoln. So I'm like, here we go.
So now you got both of them?
Now I got a Lincoln and a Beamer. So I traded. So this weekend was just a whole flipping and mixing of vehicles.
What about the other Benz? Still got it?
Nope, sold it.
Sold it too?
Yep.
To them?
No, I sold that to Victor.
Ooh.
You remember my dad, Victor?
Yeah,
My black dad?
Yeah. Black dad, Victor.
Yeah.
He cool.
He cool. Now he's driving the Benz.
Oh.
So he got the Benz. I got the Beamer. Kelsey got the Navy.
Wow.
All happened this weekend.
This weekend.
Yes.
No wonder you've been MIA, boy. And that's why you got the Rays on, huh? You feel like a Don.
I'm just telling you, this weekend after this crap happened, I was so upset. Like, you have no idea. I was so upset because I love that Lincoln Navigator.
I know.
It was a 2019. Yeah. It had every bell and whistle on it. The sunroof, had touchscreen, like the TVs in the back.
It was nice.
So nice.
It was a nice wife car too.
It was so nice, and we had to get rid of that because transmission.
But you got it back.
We got it back, but it's not the same. It's not the same Lincoln.
It's like an older one.
It's not older.
God, okay.
It's a 17. Yeah,
it's okay.
It's still okay. Like I'm not ungrateful. I am super grateful that I'm able to have the opportunity to do that. I just really loved that for the wife.
Okay.
But now she's got it. Now hers is black on black, and I just got it. I got it tinted Saturday.
Damn.
All the windows.
Where you going here? Where you take your stuff out here?
Huh?
I ain't to get my car tinted, boy. I look like a fish.
American tint right here in Andrews on Main Street.
How much it cost?
$350.
Ceramic.
Ceramic tint.
I'm gonna do that.
And I got limo tint. Shh, don't tell the law.
That's what I'm gonna do. Shoot. Forget the law. F12.
Yeah, it looks nice.
But congrats, bro. I'm so proud.
Congrats, but at the same time,
You're sad about it.
Yeah, and it was a weekend. I wouldn't maybe waste it. I don't know, but
Yeah.
And then Andrews, another thing that happened Friday, flooded.
That's right. It was raining like crazy.
Oh my
Out
gosh.
of nowhere too.
Out of nowhere, we just got like 6 inches of rain just in like 2 hours. Boom.
Bro.
In Andrews, we're not built for rain.
Nah, not at all.
We the desert.
That's crazy. Well, congrats on that, bro. I'm glad you beat that. You know what I beat though?
What'd you beat?
Elden Ring. I'm cold, bro. I beat Elden Ring, bro. I beat I beat Radagon. I'm fighting Millennia. Y'all know about Millennia, but I beat that, and then I beat the Elden Beast right after Radagon. I'm cold, bro. I got the Frenzy Fire ending, but that was it. And then after that, I just edited all week. So pretty good progress.
Pretty good?
Yeah, great stuff.
Pretty good.
Pretty good, just like the Miami Heat. Boy, I know you're not watching the series because I know you hate both teams.
Hold up.
What?
I did watch the last 2 minutes.
Oh, say what's up, man.
I did watch the last 2 minutes of the game. And
Last 2 minutes.
Seriously, last time I just turned it on. I was like, "Oh, there's a game on tonight." Okay, and I pushed play. I was like, "Cool." Anyway, I watched the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Denver still had they were in it.
They were in it the whole time until the fourth quarter. And Jimmy, aka Himmy, he's cold. Bam showed up. Struce showed up. The whole team was in there. So I think it's gonna be beautiful to see. Game 3 tonight. I think the Heat are gonna win it in 6. And I also think, because look, all they had to do was bring in Kevin Love. Tomorrow. Game 3 is tomorrow. So all they did was bring in Kevin Love. And mind you, they're not even playing Tyler Hero.
Nuggets in 5.
Ain't no way. Why?
Just watch.
But look at this bum Heat team tying up with them.
In 5.
No, I got it.
Nuggets in 5.
Heat in 6.
Nuggets in 5.
We'll see.
That was Miami's one and only win. Hey, if they pull it off, you know, y'all can clown me. Y'all can say
we are gonna clown you.
Clown it.
Because this is probably Eric Spoelstra is one of the greatest coaches of all time. Remember, he won 3 straight with LeBron. Okay.
So let me just hold up. Any coach wins with LeBron.
He lost against. Yeah, he lost 3 of them.
In Miami too.
4 of them.
In Miami
too.
Yes.
And he lost him in Cleveland, and he lost him in LA.
Doesn't matter. He still made it to the finals.
I mean, not any coach. Well, it's LeBron. That's different. You can't count LeBron in.
That's what I just told you.
Yeah, but
Don't matter what coach it is. He's gonna make it to the finals.
true. It's a dog.
Throw me in there.
But Eric
I'll take him to the finals.
Eric Spoelstra
Put
did
me
it.
in, Lakers. Let's go.
No, stop it. Eric Spoelstra did it with this bum team.
Yeah.
That's a different 8 seed. 8 seed.
No, you ain't wrong. All right.
We'll see.
But Nuggets in 5.
If when Jimmy Butler wins, this is going to be the toughest, most underrated ring of all time. This is better than Dirk Nowitzki's ring. This is better than LeBron's first ring. This is one of the best rings of all time. But who did they beat?
Maybe you're right.
The Bucks swept. Who else did they beat?
I'm drinking some coffee.
Who did they just sweep?
They didn't sweep.
The Suns?
Who on the East?
Yeah,
No.
I'm bugging out.
Boston
Boston. Tough.
did not sweep them. They
Almost.
went to game 7.
That's
They went to
basically
game
a sweep.
7.
It's a
That
basically-
went all the way 3-3.
Honestly,
Bam, bam.
Boston swept themselves, and they always will because they sorry.
Okay, but the Nuggets in 5.
Anyway, moving on.
5.
Moving on.
5.
So today we're golfing, which we love to do. I want to talk about the state of golf right now. So golf is very interesting because I think here in the next 2 years, golf will be one of America's major sports because of that new league. I forget what it's called. I think
LIV.
it's called LIV.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think that LIV is going to take golf to a level where it needs to be. Because golf is, in fact, a boring sport until you play golf. And once you play golf, as soon as you watch it again, once you play it, you understand how lit golf is. Golf becomes one of the livest sports on the planet. And LIV understands that. And so putting on these shows where, we're bumping to Kodak Black on the golf course.
Yes.
Migos tracks on against all these, I hate to say it, but predominantly white crowds who have no idea what Kodak Black is singing about.
Mm-hmm.
The trap rap, that makes it lit. That brings it to a newer audience, which I love to see. For example, when Kanye dropped that album, Sunday Service Choir, that brought Christianity to the youth like never before. Same thing with LIV. And I think it's major.
Hold on. Is that for any, or is that just like the
What you mean?
black?
What do you mean?
Like golf? Like is that like pushing like with Kodak Black and stuff? Is that just like black community, or is that just young community?
All communities.
All?
Because now it's going to not just black. They were playing a whole bunch of different music. Regular Drake, Migos.
So to be completely honest and blunt, I have not seen a LIV event
You
yet.
need to go watch a LIV event.
Is it just on YouTube, or where is it at?
It depends. You can see it all around the internet, really. You can just watch short clips or watch like the events, but
You know what I have seen? DJ Khaled. Hey,
golfing?
DJ Khaled.
He's
hey,
kind of cold.
I'm telling you right now, if you want to challenge the man,
Okay,
I'm right here.
stop
Let's
it.
do this.
Stop it.
Let's do this.
He gonna hit
right
a hole
now.
in one on you and talking about another one. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
I don't care.
He's kind of cold though.
I have been watching him.
You see the form on him?
Yes, I have been watching
He's
him.
kind of cold.
I seen him drenched in sweat too, playing golf. So
That's true.
like his whole shirt was soaked. I don't know if that's the truth. Like I don't know
How you
if
gonna
somebody
do my
poured
mans
water
like
on
that?
him, or
Can you pull up the video?
Hey, there's a video. I'm telling you, he's in a white t-shirt. And
Yeah, he
he's
can
like
pull it up.
soaked.
Yeah, he could pull it up and put it on the podcast.
He can't. Oh, you got to plug in that.
You got to plug.
Hold on, no, you got to
huh.
plug in that back.
No, but to plug it in, you got to unplug the thing, so it's gonna stop recording. It's whatever.
Yeah,
but
we'll play it another day.
another day. But yeah, like it's crazy because like he's cold.
He's cold. He's cold as ice.
But LIV,
Not against me though.
shut up.
All right.
LIV, DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled brings a young crowd and hip hop crowd and stuff like that.
Yes.
LIV brings all the crowds. Like the people in Austin, Texas, the people in wherever in the world.
Yep.
And that's why I love to see. It's not that
It's not as like proper. So,
Right.
And that's kind of the
Right.
stuff I've read. I haven't seen it, but I've read about LIV. They let their golfers golf in shorts, where
Right.
PGA dress attire is pants. You
Right.
gotta wear them, long pants,
slacks.
slacks, and whoever's your endorser, you have to wear their brand. LIV almost the same way, but you could do and wear whatever the heck you want.
You're kind of free to do whatever. And so I think it's dope. And then on top of that, you got the alcohol privileges, and people are encouraged to kind of react. I know for those of you who haven't golfed, it's important to have a silent scene. However, it's also just as hype when people are like, oh, when you're about to hit the ball, and then you're like focusing in it. And
Have you seen the Phoenix, the PGA in Phoenix? They have, I think it's hole 16. Yes, hole 16. It's a par 3, and they literally have the crowd like up in stands all around this par 3, and it gets crazy.
Like they actually just yell out like they're hype.
Yeah, they're like, it says like, I can't remember what it says. There's like a walk through tunnel, and on it said the loudest hole in golf.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is on the PGA.
Yeah.
This is LIV. And they had that. I think it's is it Sawgrass? PGA. It's in Phoenix. Like TP, I can't remember. What
Yeah,
it was.
but it's kind of
But
lit.
it's lit.
But see, there needs to be more of that. Because I don't mind watching them. I'm addicted to watching the proper golf.
Yeah.
Right? The quiet one. Yes, he's going to hit for a par 3. Oh, he's got a birdie. Nice. Yeah. But I also love the hypeness where like you hit a shot and you're hearing like, you know, I don't know. I just
if you ever watch Tiger Woods play, it gets crazy.
But that's because he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Nothing you can change about that one.
Yeah. And I don't know. I want to know why. So I was watching golf the other day, right? This dude hits a drive off on TV. He hits a drive, and this dude goes, mashed potatoes.
Out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Silence.
It was silence, and he hit this PGA golfer hits it, boom, and then some random dude, mashed potatoes. Now, and I was like, did that man just say mashed potatoes?
Yeah, that's how it goes. See? It's such a different crowd.
Who says mashed potatoes?
Like, bro, that's what I'm saying. It's different. Like, the celebrations are different. You know,
golf clap.
Yeah, and then you got I just hit a crazy shot. Nice. And then they look around.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, freaking Michael Jordan fist pump or something, man. I don't know.
Tiger Woods did it. He did that. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The coldest white celebration in sport. I say white because that's what it is. The coldest white celebration in sport has to be the bowler. You know what I'm talking about? The bowler. He's like, I forget his name, but he basically is like the greatest bowler of all time. He goes, who do you think you are? I am. I'm like, damn, that's cold. You don't know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea.
You are so lame.
I don't watch bowling.
I don't watch bowling either, but
Hey, you remember when we went bowling and you thought you could keep up with the top G?
But I did though.
But you didn't.
But I did.
I beat Fabrice left-handed.
No, you did not. Yeah, but that's just because like who shoots left-handed?
I was beating him so bad right-handed. I was like, you know what? To make it fair, I'll go left.
We definitely went left both times. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, that's
exactly.
Hey, but either way,
and you know, he doesn't put his fingers in the hole. He granny palms that junk.
No, I put 2 fingers.
No, don't do that on camera.
Spider-Man.
That's a my thing. Don't do that on camera. But like, yeah, like
I put 2 fingers. Hey,
whatever.
Don't think sexually. All right, this is a bowling ball we're talking about.
Sure.
So these 2 fingers here go in the hole, and I don't put the thumb in that. You know what I'm saying? I don't put the thumb. I just put 2 fingers. So I can get that wrist control. So whenever I get the ball down here, I flick it.
Nah, it's my.
Flick it.
It's my.
Flick it. Flick it.
I don't like how you jerking, bro.
You don't like the way I'm jerking? Why?
Tough.
I'm trying to get. So I've been watching since because you and everybody else be clowning me that I want to go to Africa. So I've been watching like African tribe videos, and they be like dancing like jerk.
Okay, so here's the talk about that. So I went to my mom's house yesterday.
Okay.
I was like, Mom, how you doing? She was like, I saw your show. You were talking about how he said he wants to go to Africa.
I do.
I told my mom, I was like, Mom, did you watch the part where I asked him which part of Africa he wants to go to? And he said, for like 30 seconds. Because everyone just thinks Africa is one big nation.
When are y'all going as a family?
I don't know.
Invite me. I'm going.
You're not coming with us.
Why?
Where do you want to go to?
Wherever y'all are going.
You going to Cameroon?
Wherever.
Okay, but you don't even know what it looks like.
Doesn't matter to me.
So he's down to go.
I'm all down for adventure, bro. The only place I won't go though is Mexico.
Why don't you go to Mexico? You're Mexican.
Yeah, it's dangerous, bro. right on the border. Okay, let me just tell you real quick.
Let me tell you something. Africa is way worse
Than Mexico?
Yes.
Okay, if you fly into Mexico, you're golden. Drive in.
Africa?
You ain't coming out in that Benz.
Oh, heck no, for sure. That's why I need to go to Mexico.
You're going to be coming back with a horse.
Oh, my goodness.
Bet money.
But here's what I'm trying to tell you.
Bet money.
Africa, as soon as you land in the airport, you got to be very careful because if you don't get your bags at the terminal, your bags going to be gone before you even get there, okay? Secondly, once you get there, I can't be going to Africa dressed like this.
So what do we go dressed in?
Basic white tees.
Yeah.
Chanclas.
I'm down.
You ain't not down. You got to look proper. Have I showed you a picture of me when I was in African clothes? I do not look like an African. I look African for sure, but I don't look like I got any kind of money.
Okay, so
and other people
now that you're saying that, Leo, put that picture in when he just said that. I want to see that. I really want to see that.
I'm the one who edits these.
You're the one that
So I put that picture.
Put that picture in whenever we talk about that. I want to see it.
You got
Pop it up on screen. Pop,
Yeah.
pop. I want to see that.
like so it's kind of mad. It's kind of mad, but it's interesting. I don't know. I find it interesting that I don't know. Africa is a place you do want to go to visit safely,
Right.
not just to visit, because ain't nothing else to really visit unless you're from there and you know what you're doing there.
Where's is there a place called Zimbabwe? Or am I tripping?
You want to come to Africa? Why?
Is there a place called?
Yes.
Okay. Is that like the rich place or no?
No.
It's like the poorest
There's no rich place.
in Africa.
No.
Africa is so
There's some bougie spots.
there has to be.
There's some nice spots.
Africa is so massive. Have you ever like really looked at Africa as a whole? You can feel like the United States in there with Australia. Like you could fit so many countries inside of just Africa, and you're saying there ain't no bougie spots. I bet
some nice
I bet there's
spots.
some undiscovered land in Africa that are probably like cities made of gold, El Dorado style.
No.
I want to go treasure hunting. Let's go.
No, because if there was, the white people have colonized it back in the 19-whatevers.
Huh?
So do you know most of Africa is landmarked by language? Okay, so I'm from Cameroon, which is predominantly French and half French and half English. Okay, which means that it was colonized part by France and part by England. Okay, same thing with Guinea Equatorial, or I guess Equatorial Guinea is what y'all call it here. Ivory Coast, Senegal, and you'll start seeing Muslim cultures. You'll start hearing Portuguese languages because it was colonized by the Europeans. Yeah. So maybe.
So I got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Of course, like in the United States, we have Karens, right? We have those like, right? We have Karens, but the majority of us are not Karens.
Sure.
Majority of us are really heartfelt people that just want to get our opinions out there and are loving and caring. Majority. There's a very minority of Karens. But other countries think we're the majority of Karens and minority of loving and caring people. So like I saw this dude he came from Britain, Great Britain, and he came to Texas for the first time ever to the United States, straight to Texas. He went to Buc-ee's, he went to Chick-fil-A, like he went to all the Texas things.
Spots.
Yeah, and had barbecue. He gained like 20 pounds in a week. Like he came here and had a good time. And he was like, the social media over here, in the other country is saying that America is this way, that full of hate and this and that. And it's not. People are so genuine, loving, and caring.
Sure.
There are some mean people in the world, but majority are loving and caring. So my question is, in Africa, is it the same way? Is it loving and caring, or is it more of the Karens?
It's all love and care.
That's why I want to go.
We don't have any Karens.
No Karens.
No.
I'm going right now.
They'll probably just be
Give me a ticket.
They'll probably just be more emphatic that they see like a light complected human. Like you. They'll be like, oh my gosh, the white man. And then you're Mexican. Or something like that.
The white man. And I'm like, I speak in no Spanish. I have like a mustache.
I speak in no Spanish.
So like, okay, seriously. If you don't get out of, like, what's the education like in Africa?
Perfect.
So y'all still have like.
We're smart as hell.
Okay. So they know like African, Mexican, like the cultures and all that stuff. So when I go there, they're going to think I'm Mexican or they're going to think I'm white?
I don't know. You look white all the time, so let me see.
White or Mexican?
I'd say they're gonna think you're white. Dang. If I saw you, I'd definitely think you're white for sure. What you think? Yeah, definitely white. Yeah, you ain't getting no.
I'm just gonna cut my facial hair off, and
that's gonna be even worse.
I know. I'm gonna look like a baby, like a little infant child.
Let's talk about that. It's always interesting to me when people talk about African education. Yeah. Africa is one of the smartest countries in the world. As a matter of fact, Africa is so far ahead of the U.S. that when the Africans come to generally speaking, most of the time, when Africans come to the U.S., they usually skip grades. Yeah. I'm a living proof. I skipped 2. Yeah. Like, the education system is far beyond. It's far beyond. So is the work ethic. So is they force you to learn another language, but like more than half of that, like, I don't know, it's far beyond. Yeah. Far beyond comprehension.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the best doctors in the world are African.
Because you couldn't say that, like, I'm Mexican, so speaking for Mexicans that come across the border, cannot say the same.
No, you can't.
We can't because they come here seeking that. They come from Mexico seeking education, seeking an
and stuff
opportunity,
like that.
seeking.
No, Africans usually come here seeking a better life,
Right.
a better life,
But at least
circumstances, I guess. Yeah.
And so education, like that's. What about? So I know that. Is there still like villages, or is it like towns like Andrews?
Bro, do you want to know what Africa looks like right now?
I want to. I really do.
Go to Detroit. Go straight to Detroit.
That's what it looks like.
Buildings,
But there's no crime.
infrastructure.
Is there crazy
There's crime everywhere. Come on, man.
Well, I know, but like, so this might be a very stupid question. So
Uncultured.
y'all can beat me up for this.
Sure.
Actually, I'm going to tell you a story before I ask you this.
Okay.
Okay. So there was a buddy of mine. He just went to Connecticut, and he was at a barber convention in Connecticut. Bunch of New Yorkers over there that have never left New York. They've been in New York their entire lives. He told him he was from West Texas, and they said, "Do y'all guys have cars, or do y'all just ride horses?" They truly thought
They do think that
in West Texas
up there
was no cars, or there was no technology. It was
Yeah.
just like people riding horses and spurs and have pistols in their hips and still like old Western. So this might be stupid to you, but truly, is there still like villages and stuff like in Africa that you have to still walk miles to get water? And
Yeah, some parts. I mean, these are very, very minute. It's kind of like how, what's a good example? It's kind of like the same way of how people think of Africa as how non-Americans think of Karens. Same exact thing.
Gotcha.
Oh, America is predominantly racist, and Texas is predominantly Western, and the only cities in Texas are just Houston and Dallas.
So the majority of Africa has vehicles, has houses, has like.
Bro, it's literally, we're in Andrews, right?
Right.
It's literally Andrews, Detroit, Midland.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
so where you're from, right, Cameroon, is there a specific town, city that you're...
Douala, yeah.
Douala?
So there's plenty of cities. Douala, Yaoundé, Garoua, Maroua, and then you go down to like sections or villages. I guess my village is Ambuda. My dad's Buddha. My mom is Bafoussam, right? And so and then you got other cities like Idea, but like there's tribes and there's different tribes and stuff like that. So I'm the Buddha tribe. As a matter of fact, my nickname is Chef Bacham, which is kind of cool. I love it. I'm like the chief of that city.
Chef Bacham?
Chef Bacham, yeah, which is lit. So my dad calls me
Nice.
that. So it's pretty lit. It's pretty lit, I ain't gonna lie. But
I like it.
so you got that, and you got like different tribes. So like a lot of my friends are.
I'm just going to start calling you Chef.
Sure.
When you hit a ball today in golf,
Just say chief.
I'm going to say Chef Bacham.
You never say chief.
I'm going to say Chef Bacham.
Look, do not call me that. Only my dad calls me that.
What? Only about what?
Only my dad calls me that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, at the golf course, I might be your daddy today.
It's got to be some kind of implied racism in that statement.
It's not.
It's got to be some kind of implied racism. Anyway, but yeah, like so, like there's different tribes and there's different villages. So a lot of my friends are like either Bamileke or Bafang.
Bafang?
Bafang. Bafang. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Bafang. Yeah. There's a lot of like everyone's from different places, just to live in the same spot though. So like Douala is like the literal. When I say literal, I don't mean literal like the word literal. I mean like littoral, Littoral.
I'm learning some African.
I know. Literal capital is like the side capital.
So
Similar to like Houston and Texas, but the capital is Austin.
gotcha.
Makes sense? Similar. The actual capital of Douala or of Cameroon is Yaoundé. Yeah, that's the actual capital. It's pretty cool.
No, but seriously, if your family goes, I want a ticket.
You want a ticket?
I do.
I don't know when.
I will buy it.
I don't think they'll go. If anything, I'll go solo. So if you're gonna go with me,
Let's just go together. Just need passport and go. Are they
about a grand to go though, or granted some change. It's about $1,500 to go. Flight tickets and all that.
to get there and back? 1,500. And then what's the cost? I'm cool with it. But what's the cost of like living and stuff over there?
The cost of what? Sorry.
Living.
Cheap as hell, boy. It's like what's a good equivalent? I don't know, but if I was to put a number on it, I'm sure my parents are watching this hating me because I don't know the exact details, but like $700.
So if we were to go, let's say for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I would need to save up about 5 G's. And that's good. Less.
3.
More. 3?
3. How much fun you trying to have?
I remember on the first Motherland episode we had, I'm trying to go to the beach.
Mm-hmm. Ain't no beaches.
What do you mean there ain't no beach?
So this beaches, but like you can't swim. Them hoes dirty. This is Africa, son. So there's one thing about Africa is it's definitely dirty for sure.
I'm looking this up right now.
It's definitely dirty for
I'm
sure.
looking it up right now.
If we go to Cameroon, there's not that many like nice beaches you can go to. There's Limbe, but Limbe is dirty as hell now. It's full of like trash everywhere and stuff like that. In Cameroon? Look up beaches in Cameroon.
Well, not just so Cameroon is its own little
state. Think of Guinea, Senegal, Cameroon, Yaoundé, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, all that, South Africa. Think of them as states. Okay. And if you want to call it states,
what state is on the border? What's her good states on the border? Like on the
good
beach?
States on the border.
On the,
you know
on
how
the beach.
Do you know how wild that statement is? It's a wild statement, yo.
Okay, so we got the best
to answer your
we got
question.
Like, if you're in the United States, you got California, right?
Sure.
Then there's Oregon, Washington, East Coast. You got New York. All of them little 100 states on that top right corner, and then you got Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, and then you go in the Gulf, and you got Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas. Right. So what would, like for me, and this is from personal experience because I just love Texas so much, I would just go to the ocean in Texas.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Put the camera on the main one, and I want you to look this up. How many countries are in Africa?
I know there's a lot. It's huge.
Right.
I get it.
Right. So, but you got to realize, outside of Egypt, Africa is basically an island, a big ass island, right? So when you ask me how many nice beaches are there, there's plenty. That's like,
I know, but you grew up in Africa, so you like me growing up in the United States. Listen, I know.
Okay, Africa is so big, you can't just say you grew up in Africa. I grew up in Cameroon. Okay. Because you can't just travel to like here, like you do in the U.S. I'm going to Ohio. Heck no. In Africa,
he said
heck no. In Africa, bro, where you're going, let's say you're going to Nigeria, that's it. For Cameroon, we basically just went from Nigeria to Cameroon all the time. Yeah. But outside of that, bro, you don't just go to like Congo.
Yeah,
you're not gonna make it back.
No,
no.
Is it bad?
You don't. I don't know, but you don't just go where you're not from, or where you're not wanted, or where you have no business in. Like I have no business going to Wyoming, but I can go there, knowing that I have my American rights.
Yeah, but we could definitely come back in the United States.
Knowing that we have an American rights. Okay, so there's one thing too.
Okay, that's where I'm trying to get meat and potatoes. Okay, there we go.
So the American. That's one thing. How many are there? 54. We got more countries in Africa than states in the U.S. Okay,
True.
So
let's go.
And we got more land. So
a lot more land.
Yes. The United States. I'm trying to draw it. I guess it's like this and like this.
That's a heart.
That's not a heart.
That's so cute.
So I'm starting at the bottom of corpus.
Okay.
Like this. You spread out, and then you go down here, and then you go up here, and you
then
run
that's a heart.
Okay. Anyway. The United States, all 50 countries are protected by one constitution.
Right.
Africa's got 54 different countries, and every single one has its own thing. Its own thing. So think of Africa as one land, but 54 different United States.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Makes
so you can't just go over there because they got their own thing going on.
So that's what I'm talking about. So, and so we got to find the place that's not so crazy by a beach. That's where I'm trying to be at. Is there not gonna be a country that's
the safest one? South Africa, but that's not really Africa. We don't count that as Africa.
Why?
Because it's not really Africa. It's like
South Africa.
No, it's like how
Mexico is the United States.
How Mexicans think of people from Spain. You guys might speak Spanish,
but you're not from
really.
Mexico.
Yeah, same thing.
Actually, they're kind of more. If you think about it.
Yeah, they're kind of more Spanish than y'all.
Yeah. España.
You know what I'm saying? But like same difference.
You know what's crazy? Have you ever done the what is that called? Where you get your cheek swabbed for your identity?
COVID?
No.
Cheek swabbed.
Yeah, they get your saliva. Ancestry. Have you ever done that?
Oh, like 23andMe and stuff like that too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't done that.
Me neither, but I want to. But my parents have, and my aunt has, and come to find out, I'm like 60% Spaniard.
What?
That's why I got red hair in my beard.
What?
And that's why I'm so light complected.
Why you got red hair in your beard?
Yes.
Nah, you got red hair in your beard because you been eating too much of something else. But we're not gonna talk about that. That's why you got red hair in your beard. That's how that works. But I don't think you're Spaniard at all.
I am Español.
Espanol?
Español.
Well, I'm full on African. People talk about
That's why I'm so good at soccer. I'll whoop you, my boy. Look at his face.
Do you want to go into why soccer is a more technical sport than football again, or are we not doing it?
Hey, how untechnical it is, I could whoop your ass in soccer right now.
Oh my god! Well, you
I'm gonna go buy a soccer ball right now.
I guarantee, if we played soccer, you trip on the ball, fall on your hand, and fracture your ulna.
Or I piece you up first time I ever touch a soccer ball, and hit like a backflip soccer kick like they do in the trophies room. This man, oh, you gotta just see his face. Right now. It's just awesome.
You are wilding. You know what you guys are about to see, though, this commercial real quick as we're going to take a short little break. All right, our sponsor for today's segment is CourseCareers.com. Hey, guys, listen, I know college can be super expensive. And, you know, for 4 or 5 years of spending your time in college can be a long time. But listen, you do not have to do that for any much longer. Course Careers is here. Do not fear. If you guys are interested in a degree in digital information, IT, or digital sales, Course Careers is here. They have courses available for you to go join and choose from. And once you do choose those courses, you will get a certificate, which will give you a high-paying desired salary, just like a degree would, except for, what, a fourth of the time, and for a lot cheaper. We're talking $500 cheaper. And for $50 off, you can use the code FAB50. That's FAB50 for $50 off your course. So head over to CourseCareers.com, sign up, and use code FAB50.
Yes, and we have some merch.
We
have Patreon.
Patreon.com/The GameChangerZ Network.
And if you're wanting to sponsor and be on this show, you can definitely hit us up at
everywhere. Support at thegamechangersnetwork.com. That's our email. And you can hit us up at the GameChangersNetwork.com website as well.
Yes. And we're also looking for some guest show speakers. So if you're interested in being a game changer, being on this Game Changer podcast, definitely reach out to us either on email, website, however you need to reach out to us, comment, DMs, whatever. Reach out to us so we can get you live on this show.
On this show, baby, and make sure you are a game changer in your field and change the game in your space. So, with that being said, let's get back into the main episode.
Don't forget to like and subscribe on this channel. Congrats. I think you told me last week we hit 20 subs.
Yeah, I think we're at 25 now.
25?
Yeah, bro. It's been like a week, so we'll take it. Slow golf claps.
Yeah, golf claps.
And he puts it. Par 3 birdie. See, that's got to go.
We're about to.
I'm about to change it.
What?
Golf. We're about to golf.
We're about to, yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to whoop your ass.
So this is about to be on the Game Changers Network here in a second. A little video we're gonna post, some shorts and stuff.
For sure.
Golfing.
Okay, I'm with it. If you can hear something.
If I can hit something.
Yeah.
Hey, all this crap we've been talking about golf, y'all about to see for real.
I said what I said.
Y'all gonna see the real deal.
I said what I
Live
said. Dude, I've gotten so arrogant now that I got my first birdie because I know how easy it is.
Golf is simple.
Said no one ever.
Said nobody.
Even the best are still working on their joints.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
They're like, yeah, golf is not simple.
Freaking Jesus, man. You think about the difference between the top 50 and top 100 players is 2 putts sometimes.
2 putts. Oh, I saw that. The guy that won this past weekend.
Spites?
No. Victor, his last name is super long. Brandon, can you check that real quick? He just won this past weekend.
What do you win?
He got first place in
something.
World? Was it the World? No. I can't remember. But anyway, he won, and his putt, had he not made that putt, was a $1.4 million putt.
Ain't no way. But you know what?
If he misses that putt, he
Do you
loses.
know how much
he
pressure?
loses 1.4 mil.
Do you know how much pressure?
Oh, tell me about
It's
it.
like a free throw.
I get when I'm in a 4-man scramble. I get so much pressure. I like start shaking.
What's a scramble?
And it means nothing.
What's a scramble?
Like if 4 guys or girls, whatever, 4 people go and play as a group, and you use the best ball.
Okay.
So like, let's say I drive the ball the best, we use that ball, and then we all hit that same ball next shot, and then we
Whoever
all
does
use
the best on that one. Okay,
and then we
okay.
putt the best.
That sounds kind of fun.
It
But
is
that means
fun.
you should almost always
like all
get
the
birdies.
all the tournaments that I've been going to, like past 2 months, all have been scrambles. But I am playing in a tournament this weekend that's a shamble, which is different. You use the best drive and then you play your own ball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everyone like you use the best drive and then everyone hits that second shot,
Yeah.
and then it's whoever gets the best lowest score from that shot.
Did you find him?
Yes, Hoffman, Victor Hoffman.
That is a short last name.
My bad.
What
my
are
bad.
you
My
talking
bad.
about?
My bad. That's
Oh
my
my
bad. I just thought it looked longer on TV. I guess I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't
That's a
know.
good problem to have when you're married.
Watching golf or what?
No, having
a
it be
short last
longer when it looks.
Pause.
Whatever. Anyway,
Hold up.
game changing moments. Speaking
4
of,
kids. I mean,
no, dude.
what can I say? I don't know.
The coolest thing happened to me for the first time this year, and I just want to celebrate that. It's a small win for me, but it's a big win, overall.
You better not say something crazy.
No.
Okay.
So I made good money last month.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And you saved it.
Yeah, I did. And rent came.
Rent?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, rent.
So I paid rent before. I checked my account before, and then I paid rent. And then I checked it after, and I was like, didn't I just pay? Why is it not being deducted?
Yeah.
I found out I made rent the exact same amount that I paid it. Now, it's a small win for me, very minor, but it's the coolest thing to me because I've never checked my bank account, and I'm like, the amount that's supposed to be deducted hasn't been deducted, but it has. I just made more money than the amount deducted.
Right.
And it was the coolest thing to me. Very small.
Very
I'm 23. I'm learning life. Yeah.
That's a small victory.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
now my goal is to every time rent comes up or something like that, there is no difference. I actually have a surplus.
You're 23?
Yeah.
You need to start getting home ownership.
Getting the what? Home ownership?
Home ownership.
I
Or
wanna- Bro,
investments.
so look, investments for sure. I am way too unstable to get a house right now. Way too unstable. I'm never in one place. For the last...
You don't have to be.
Listen, for the last 6 years, I've moved every year.
Good.
Yeah, way too unstable. Now, it's so funny you say that because my friend who I graduated with, he's just now in the process of getting a house in Houston, and so and he's 24.
Yeah, you don't have to stay there. I mean, that's
So
if I could go back into time, right?
Right.
Let's go back in the time machine.
But here's how crazy you sound though.
What?
You want me to get a house and then not stay there? Heck, nah, bro.
Okay, let's get back on my time machine real quick.
I am not putting 2 leases up.
Let's go back in time machine.
Go ahead.
Okay, if I could go back in time, 23 years old, was able to qualify for something, I would get a multi-unit property.
Sure.
I would live in one of them, and I would rent. Let's say it's a duplex or a triplex or a quadplex or whatever it is. I would buy it. I would live in one of them, and I would rent out the other 3.
Well, here's my problem.
Okay,
I'd move the next year.
it doesn't matter. Move and then make someone pay your rent.
So how much is the mortgage now?
What? I don't know. Like you got to go find one, but I'm just saying. Let's just put numbers and apples to apples. Let's say you pay $2,000 a month, $2,500 a month. You're renting them for $1,000 a piece. That's 4 G's.
Here's the beautiful part about this podcast.
Okay.
Okay. You sound very normal right now.
Okay.
Me and Brendan are like, what the are you talking about right now?
That's money. I'm telling you, that is the best. If I was a
See what I'm
single
saying?
man, if I was back on my time machine and I could be a single man again, don't have no kids, don't have no wife, and I could go back in time and get a multi-unit apartment or whatever, if I could go back, get the mortgage for that, and do that, and just you're living in an apartment now. There's no difference.
Yeah.
You're gonna live in one of your 4 quadplexes. You're living in one of them. And then you rent out the other 3. So you're the manager, whatever, landlord, whatever.
Yeah.
You're getting their rent. You can pay your rent too if you want to pay it off sooner.
Well, you get a surplus now.
And then
of 3.
after, I think it's 6 months, I believe, after 6 months, you can leave the place, get a tenant in there, and then you can make everyone start paying that mortgage for you.
There's a catch to it, though. There's like a benefit that you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. It's like you can live. Do you know what it is? I think it's like you can live in that spot.
For 6 months. You have to
No, I think it's for a year. You can live in it for a year, and then after your lease is up, you can move out and just pay 1 mortgage instead of 2 or something like that.
No, it's 1 mortgage. If you get a 1 multifamily unit, it's 1 mortgage.
Whatever.
It's 1 loan.
But here's the beautiful part about this topic that I love to bring about, right?
Do it.
Most people are not literate about this stuff. They have no idea. So you got to realize that sounds very normal to you, but to some people, you're talking a bunch of jibby jabber.
Right. So you have to in any entrepreneurship thing that you're ever going to any investment, you're going to have to take a risk.
Okay.
There's a risk that you might not get 3 tenants.
Okay.
Right.
So now let me bring you back to earth.
Okay.
I am just a 23-year-old. Okay. Or a 17-year-old watching the show. Okay.
You are a 17-year-old.
I'm 17-year-old watching the show, and I want to get into a like this. Okay.
Yeah.
Where do I start with what the hell you're talking about?
Get a job.
Okay, I get a job. And
get
then
a job. You got to work at least 2 years, or if you're an entrepreneur like Fabrice, you can get bank statement loans as long as you're making good money.
Okay, how much is good money?
I mean, whatever is going to get you. It depends on what bank you use, right?
Right.
So everything's going to go off credit. So first thing I would do, I wouldn't say 17, but after you're 18. I would start working on credit as soon as you're 16.
16. I started 16.
Start working on credit like ASAP. Start working on credit. You get your credit up there. That's less headaches that you're going to have to deal with the lender.
Okay.
So work on credit. First thing. Next thing, stack your cheddar.
Okay.
Start stacking some paper. Get you a job. Start working. If you're working a W-2 employee, you have to be there 2 years. So if you're 18, you turn 20. You're working at the same job from 18 to 20, you're good.
So stack your chips. So how much should they be making per hour? How much should they save up to do
Well, you're 18, so you're probably not going to be making much. But just don't go buy Louis Vuitton.
Of course. But to not get into the nitty gritty. So now I'm an 18-year-old. I'm not doing all that stuff. So now how much should I be making? How much should I save up? 10,000, 20,000?
No, not even. If you're a first-time buyer, you're getting an FHA loan is 3.5% down.
On a mortgage.
And closing assistance and closing costs.
Okay.
If you're looking at a multi-unit, in my
What's
area,
the average price of a duplex?
In my area, like right now, there's a quadplex in Andrews, Texas, that is for sale right now for around $350,000. Quadplex.
Okay.
It's ready to go, ready to be rented out. So $350K, probably with interest rates and everything right now, 25 to 20. Around $2,000 to $2,500 a month is what you're going to pay for that.
Okay. How much you need down?
3.5% of $350,000, and then roughly 3% in closing costs.
No numbers on that. Okay, so hold on. Let's let them get the numbers.
I would say $15,000 to $18,000 is what you're going to need.
Okay. $18,000 to $15,000.
But if you have a realtor like me, I will get you closing assistance.
Hey, that's a good plug. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm just saying.
That's a good plug.
If you have a realtor like me, you just have to literally DM me, message me, and I can give you all the details.
So what's the down payment on that?
3.5% of $350,000. Yeah, 300.
No, you're good. What's the average?
I'll tell you right. In our area.
Or just in general.
Yeah, to 300, 400,000.
Okay.
So,
how much is down?
$12,250 is FHA. 3.5% down. And then 3% closing is going to be around, I would say around 20 G's.
So I'm a 17-year-old trying to get into this.
Yep.
I just graduated high school. Right. I'm going to work at Walmart for 2 years and live with my parents and save up $18,000. Let's say I save up $20,000. Okay?
Right.
Okay. I turn 18 or 19 or 20. Let's just say 20.
Let's say 20.
The 20. I turn 20. I have $18,000 saved up.
Yep.
Okay. I probably work higher up at McDonald's, so I make maybe, or not McDonald's, Walmart, so I make maybe like $18. I work at Costco.
$15
reasonable.
to $18 an hour.
Sure.
Rough.
$18. Let's say 15 is more reasonable. 15 times 40, that's a week, right? Times 4, what is that? 15, 44. That's got to come out to like 2,000 something.
Are you trying to do like per week? 2,400
a month.
Yep.
That's what I make a month.
Yep.
Okay. 24. I already took my 20,000. I'm putting it down on this thing, this mortgage, right? On this duplex. Now, this duplex makes me how much? So $2,000 a month I got to charge, right? Per thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's $2,000 total. So I should have $4,000 come in. But you take out $2,000 because I'm paying $2,000 because I live in one for the mortgage. Okay. So not only have $2,000.
But if I was you, if this was me, 20-year-old me, I would still pay that. So like I would pay it as if I was leasing this.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not for myself.
That's what I'm talking about.
$4,000.
So now there's $4,000 still, right? So now out of my $2,000, I'm already putting $2,000, but I'm getting $2,000.
Yeah, but you want to pay this thing. The sooner you pay it off, the sooner you're making money from it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now I got a car. I got to pay for my car. I got to pay for insurance. I got to pay for groceries. I got to pay for living habitats. Do you know how thin, and by thin I mean thin, the living margins
Nobody
are?
said it was going to be easy. I didn't say this was going to be an easy process.
But now, based on your stats now, as a 20-year-old, I'm living off salami sandwiches, yo.
Hey, I lived off ramen noodles for almost my entire 20s.
OD?
Ramen and Kool-Aid. That is what I lived off of. I'm telling you right now. In my 20s, that's what I was living off of. And that's
a good combo, yo.
And that's with making good money. I was still living that way. I was living what I didn't have a Game Changers podcast to tell me what to do with this money.
But you were in the oil field. You was making buku money.
Yeah. And majority, I'm telling you right now, if you're in West Texas, Permian Basin, you're 18 to 20 years old, and you're not working in the oil field, why not? Like, it doesn't make sense.
But what if you're not in West Texas? What if you're in, I don't know, Michigan?
If you're in Michigan, you got to find a good kind of job. And then you got to also learn the best attribute that you can learn and teach yourself is sales. The best.
Of course, I agree.
The best attribute you can learn.
I'm a sales
sales.
god. Yeah.
If you can learn sales, you can probably go work for a car. You said Detroit.
I don't even think it's sales. Honestly, the cheat code in America is just learning how to sell yourself.
That's it. But it still sells. You're still selling something. You're selling yourself, but you have to learn sales.
Yeah.
No matter what, you got to learn to sell. Because if you're working at Walmart, the only way you're going to make a manager is if you sell yourself to that management position.
So for any 17-year-old out there, at least you know it's possible.
It is possible.
It is possible.
And if you can get back, I'm telling you, if you can get on that time machine, you can go, boom. If I could go back, that's what I would do. Multifamily unit. I'd have it paid off. As soon as you get this thing paid off or close to paid off, you can always do a cash out refi. You can get money. That money that isn't now in your asset, you get it and where it's in your bank account, and you can go do other things with that money.
That's cool.
So if you're 20 years old, let's say in 2 years, you're paying $4,000 a month on this $2,000 deal. You're paying $2,000 a month in principal every single month for, let's say, the next 2 years. And this thing is, what is that? That's a lot of freaking money. That's $2,000, $24,000 a year
stupid
times
money.
2.
Yeah.
57,000. That's a lot of money that you're already paying this thing off.
It's a lot.
And then you go in, let's just say you have some money and whatever, and you're doing some little investments, whatever, to this property, and it's worth a lot more now. You painted the outside, you changed the roof on it, you put a new HVAC, whatever. And now this property, you bought it for what, $250,000, $300,000. Now it's worth $500,000.
But you can't just pass all what you just said, read renovations, like it don't cost an extra $10.
No, it does cost money. That's what I'm saying.
But you got to be very structured with the way you label these things. People, especially like the people got to understand how the numbers come. Because remember, the difference between sometimes one person being good on rent and the person being bad on rent could be a couple, maybe like $500. Sometimes a couple less.
But you also got to remember, if you're getting paid $4,000, you're still working a job. Like it's not like you quit your job to do this. You're still working your full-time job, still making money. And hopefully by that time, and you have this investment, hopefully by this 2-year or 3-year period, you're now in management or wherever, or now you're in sales and you're making actually good money. Instead of making $25,000 a year, now you're making $50,000 or $75,000 a year.
Right.
And you're up in the food chain. You can do these things. That's where kind of everything. But if you're stagnant in your job, and I've said this multiple times, if you're or you feel like you're just on this field at the job that you're working at, and there's no up, there's no down, you're just here, and you just feel like you're stuck forever.
Yeah.
You talk to your boss, and your boss is like, "That's where you're gonna be at. Move, get out of there. You know, quit being stagnant. Go do something with your life."
Your worth is way more. That's why I really. So I don't know if you know this, but I used to work in Market Street. I used to work in Market Street. I used to be like, beep, beep. Your total will be $19.74.
Right.
Would you like cash or card? Like that used to be my job. Okay, mind you, I'm 6'6", bro.
Yep.
My back at the end of the day, bro, done. I couldn't do it no more.
No.
I hate 9 to 5. My first job was actually I was an engineering drafter.
Hold on. How much were you making there? How much?
The drafting job?
No, at the Market
Street. I was working like
10, 12 an hour. Ugly. I know I know grocery stores are ugly pay.
I think I was making $12.50. Yeah, back in the day.
And then they take your taxes and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like in a month, you might have made $1,000, $1,200.
600.
Brandon, hey, so this is the power of social media these days. So my nephew, he's the one doing the production back here. He's like, man, I want to get a summer job. He was going to go work at Thriftware or whatever. I'm like, bro, just go mow grass and just ask them to donate. Don't give them a set price because somebody might pay you $100, somebody might pay you $20, but just ask them for donations.
Okay, so I'm glad.
Hold on. Brandon, how much have you made in the last 2 weeks? Okay, and the very first day that you ever worked. The very first day. You made like that in this first 2 days of what you worked in your first 2 weeks to get paid.
Exactly. So this is where things change because you still got that old head mentality, and I love it. So I'm gonna bring it to the new gen.
Okay.
I want to tell you just how far ahead of the curve I am. Okay. So what Daniel said is option 1, and that's also should be an option that you should do eventually because I will get into that eventually. I already flipped the house. Like I'm already pretty much in that option. The biggest option I recommend is just like skill arbitrage. Really, that's what I do. So picking up a bunch of very valuable skills that take you further quicker. So my skill obviously right now is marketing, right? I'm a marketer. Put that to the side.
So why couldn't you?
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm a marketer. Put that to the side. Okay. Now I can take pictures and I can do video.
When did you learn this?
What, pictures and videos?
Yes.
I learned it my last 2 years of college.
In college, right?
Yeah.
So if you're working, right, and you're single, why couldn't you do the same thing while still working?
What do you mean?
Why couldn't you learn a trick or trade
I did. I was for marketing
while working, right?
I was.
So they can do the same thing
No,
and still own a dupe.
That's what I'm trying to tell them. That's what I'm trying to tell them. So I'm trying to teach them. So that's option 1, and this one's option 2.
Okay.
So while you're working, learn new skills. So marketing, put that to the side. Pictures and videos. I learned video at such a perfect time because I also found out that video work is probably the most driven thing in this new generation and for the future. The human eye just has a different kind of knack for video nowadays, right? So that's that one. On top of that, I'm very artsy. If I need to draw, paint, or whatever I can. I did learn graphic illustrations, which I used to suck at. So logos, graphic banners. That's a quick 20-minute, $25 or $50, or if it's a logo, $100, depending on how you do that. And other different skills. I mean, like, let's say you're an athlete. I mean, just putting anything under your name is huge. So it's funny because, my brother called me about some deal yesterday. It was just so crazy to me. Like, I'm saying, like, that's just because of your name. Like, but also the skills that come with you. So that's one thing I do recommend because once you learn those skills, they're huge. For example, I'll give y'all some free game because I always give out free game. If you learn Webflow right now and you know what I'm talking about, learn that skill ASAP because you can charge $10,000 from one project. You're welcome. So that's one thing too. I don't have a problem with the like real estate stuff. I don't have a problem with any of that stuff too. I do think it is faster though to skill arbitrage because it's not about taking time to stack, but it's mostly an income increase problem resolution you're solving there. Yeah.
So, okay. So you said the old head way of thinking it is getting assets.
No, so that's like the old head advice that they gave. It's not bad advice. I think it's great advice. It's amazing advice. Okay. The new generation is now starting to exploit that actually. But
how so?
So like they're starting to actually,
in video marketing and editing.
No, just in general, they're starting to exploit that mindset. Like, oh, we actually can do that, and since we're younger, we can take advantage of it because there's more benefits for first-time home buyers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
well, because nobody really talked about it.
Exactly.
Now it's talked about everywhere.
Well, it's because the reason why it's talked about everywhere is because the new generation is the ones on these apps. The old heads aren't on these apps, so they're not able to talk about it. But now that one youngin heard from an old head and they spoke about it on the app and then told the rest of the world, now these youngins are on it.
Yes.
So, but yes, it is actually generally mostly old head advice, which is great. You need old head advice.
Yes. But I would say with every risk, there's a reward. With every reward, there's a risk.
Yeah.
So with being a marketer, you have a skill set that you have that people like. With my advice in real estate is you own this asset. It's your asset. It doesn't matter who property manages that asset.
Oh, yeah. That's different.
As a marketer, if you are a GOAT, if you're very good at your craft and you start hiring people under you, I don't want the people under you.
You want the person.
I want you.
And that's where things are changing.
Yes.
So
that's that. I would say it's good advice. It's really good to like start doing that, but you really want assets to get away because it doesn't matter who's managing those assets, who's managing
they're
those.
still under your name.
It's yours, and it doesn't matter. I can manage it. Fabrice can manage it. X, Brandon, whoever, anybody can manage that piece of property, and it's not going to change.
Right, but the name attached to it's what matters.
Exactly, and that's who's getting paid.
I hear you. The beautiful part about marketing is marketers do the same thing. We just white label it. You know what that means?
Yeah.
Well, you just white label it, and so.
No, I get it, and I'm not saying that that's a awful thing. Like if that's what you're going to do for the rest of your life is just market.
Yeah.
By all means, go and do it. But in real estate, that's just the beauty of it is I can own 1,000 rental properties and not one person has to know that those are all my properties.
Yeah, I love that. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And same thing with marketing though. You don't know who's behind certain things unless they
Well, I
name it
mean,
themselves.
I do, and and for me, being a realtor, getting a marketer. I know the difference.
You want to know the person.
I know the difference between you and Joe Blow. You know,
Joe Blow.
I'm not going to say names, but I know the difference between you and them.
Yeah.
And once they do a project for me, I'm like, I want it more like this.
Like,
can you make it more like this? Well, I have my own way. Well, your way sucks. I want it this way, right? Like, and that's how it is. Like in the real world, like because I'm the boss, I'm the one that's paying the marketer. So I'm like, hey, I want it done this way. If you can't do it this way, you got one.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I didn't realize how easy it was to make money. So I always get this from my parents and old heads. I'm just keep calling them old heads because it's hilarious.
Call me old head. You're gonna break my heart.
I always get this. This is interesting. Okay. I find it interesting that the older generation always preaches saved money.
Save
$10,000.
No.
Save money.
Well,
hold on. Can I?
Okay, because I'm not an old head yet.
Right,
so,
you're not old head. You young as hell. Yeah. So I would much rather go out and make 10K than spend 10K, than save 10K.
Okay.
I don't have a saving problem. I don't have any problems. I prefer to go out and make income than save. Now that I know that I can go out and make 10K, now I'm starting to save 10K.
Yeah.
So now I can have 20. Because before I would, okay, I'm just going to waste all of this beautiful. So when I started out business, my first month last year in January.
Hold up, pause.
Sure.
How much money have you made this year so far?
This year so far?
Are you scared to put that number out there?
No.
Because we're in June. We're halfway.
I started off the year really bad. Remember the January 1st?
No, it doesn't matter. Just say a number. And it don't have to be exact.
I got robbed.
Okay.
But I made that like tenfold. I would say I probably made $50,000 already.
Okay.
Roughly.
Half. We're at half point in the year. You're 23. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. The money, and not saving, but had you already invested that in this thing that I'm talking about, you would be so far ahead of the game.
But
right now.
I invested that in things that will make me way more money in the long run. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Because real estate is not my thing.
It needs to be.
It will be.
It needs to be everyone's thing.
It will be because look, I just flipped the house. So most of the money went in there. Mm-hmm. Most of the money went into my marketing business. Mm-hmm. So that's like, that's the thing.
But that's your main business.
Right. So that's the thing, right? So all the money I put in my marketing will multiply tenfold, right? So
because that's your main hustle.
Yes.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to tell you is, gosh, now I lost my train of thought. But before, when I started off, that's what it was. When I started off last year, a year ago in January, my first ever month in the business, month, I made $20,000. Immediately the month after I went to New York, wasn't my wisest financial decision, March, I didn't make as much money. I think I was just busy focusing on everything I had to do for January and February and being out for so long. And then in April is when I got injured. So like I not lost, but I spent pretty much all that money.
Yeah.
Fast forward to now, last month I made about 10, 15 or something like that. 15. And then I put I put all of that, I left it there, I just let it sit there and I looked at it every day. And I'm like, damn, my account looks thick. 3 C's. First time ever. This is nice. I'm going to start saving because my parents always trash on me for savings. I go to transfer accounts. I'm like, I don't have a savings account. So I go to change. She's like, okay, set up your savings account for you and your business. She's so nice. Her name is Feng Hama. She's like, I set up for you business and savings account. I'm like, hell yeah, set up. I transfer in there, boom, boom. So now my mentality is this. I told her, I said, I want to put money in my savings and I don't want to look at how much is in there. And I'm only giving myself an allowance of less than $5K a month. And that's it. So now I'm learning how to save. However, all the investments I will make with that money that's in my savings will probably go towards either a new skill, like Webflow, new cameras, all that stuff. That way I can charge more per project. Because remember, it's very easy for me to go out and charge $2K for a project or $10K for a big project than it is to me to save.
Okay. That's good. That's what you're doing? Okay. So if you go talk to what you would call a financial advisor.
FA.
Okay. FA.
Stop.
Okay. I'm not saying
that. Stop. I will beat your ass on camera.
Inside joke. Anyway, so if you go talk to a financial advisor, the same thing with savings, but you can put it into like Roth IRA or something that's going to be giving you
that's what I was going to do. Actually, I did not.
I'm just saying you can put the money into an account and it's going to be giving you interest, compounding interest, instead of just having it in a bank thing. So that's the difference with like my millennial brain compared to my baby boomer.
Right? So difference between me and you, that's what I'm trying to tell you, right? Half of the people listening right now, or not half, because we're half older and half younger, they don't know the words that are coming out of your mouth sounds like Afrikaans to them.
What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Go find a financial advisor.
And then ask them all these questions.
Ask them what compounding interest. Go Google it.
No, don't Google it. Don't Google it. Google brings up more questions than answers when you're younger.
Go find a financial advisor anywhere in your city, state,
How much does that cost?
FA. They charge percentage.
How much?
It depends. Everyone's different.
Okay.
If you're young and you're able to save a little bit of money and you have no kids, it's whenever you start having kids and get married, it's 10,000 times harder to save money. I'm telling you right now, because kids are expensive and wives are very expensive. I'm just saying.
That's the most expensive asset there.
I'm just saying they're expensive.
I don't know what that feels like.
So while you're single, and this is men, women, whoever, while you're single and you're not doing nothing, you ain't got no man, you ain't got no wife, you ain't doing none of this. And you have money and you can save money, go talk to an FA.
And that's
go find one and ask them those questions about compounding interest, Roth IRAs. Go ask them instead of putting it into it. And this, I'm telling you too, because you're doing it.
I know. Yeah.
Go find somebody.
Put it in an investment account.
Go put it into an investment account, and there's risk and reward for everything. I mean, there's nothing that's a permanent win. You're never going to find a permanent win, but everything's risky. So go find somebody, instead of putting it in savings, put it into that.
I get you.
Okay? Because you can always pull that out too. But put it into that because it's compounding interest and it's making you money while you're sleeping.
That's so funny
whenever you watch TikToks and they're like, I'm making money while I'm asleep.
That's what it's talking about. So it's so funny you say that because she opened my account. She was like, okay, look, this is all the interest rates for your bank account. 0.01, 0.01, 0.01, 0.02. I'm like, this is going to grow $10 in the next year. Why would I put my money in this? Right? I wanted to put it for the mental thing, but that's what I was thinking. Like, okay, so give them game. Who's your FA? If you don't want to disclose that, give them an FA to go to.
Weatherby Eisenrich is Texas. They do their financial advisors. It's a brokerage.
Okay.
It's called WA Weatherby. I think it's Weatherby Eisenrich. I can't remember. Anyway, but you can go talk to them, or I mean, you can Google
Yeah.
nearest financial advisors or financial advisors near me.
Once they go talk to them, what questions should they ask?
They should ask them what compounding interest is. What are the rates? You want to see what they're charging you because they're going to charge you something. What are you going to charge me? And you want to see basically their portfolio and who they've helped and what they've been doing and who they're dealing with.
That's old head talk. You want to ask them stuff like, "Hi, I have $5,000 or $10,000. Where should I put it in?"
You don't ask that question because you don't. That's young. That's dumb people. Bro, if you don't listen to me, if you go check their portfolios and they're going to tell you like, this is who we mess with. We mess with Walmart. We mess with Chick-fil-A. We mess with blah. But if you're like, I have $5,000, what should I do with this? They're going to tell you whatever their most expensive account they're going to get paid on is. That, that's why you got to ask, like, what's all this stuff? And you like, don't just go in somewhere blindly and think that somebody's just going to do the best thing for you. You are you do the best for yourself. So I wouldn't just go to the first brokerage that you find and that's going to be your person. Go interview other brokerages. There's not just one financial advisor out there. There's thousands. There's hundreds of thousands of financial advisors. I would go find all of them and I would ask, build relationship, build the trust with somebody that you feel comfortable with and then start putting your money into that. Because if I'm a salesperson is a salesperson, but whenever you feel the honesty, like, all right, like this person is genuine, like they really care about what's going to happen with my money. That's the person you don't want to go for somebody. If you ask that $5,000 question, they're like, yeah, I got you. Pay 2%. We're good. Let's go.
And I'll take your money off for that.
Yeah. You got to find someone that's like willing to sit down, talk with you, especially because you're young. A lot of these financial advisors that are millennials, I would trust millennials because millennials get it. We're not gatekeepers. Yeah, we're not gatekeepers. We're not baby boomers. We're not like, get out of my face, you're young, you're stupid, you don't know what you're talking about. We're like, okay, let's sit down, let's have a conversation, and let's get you in the right direction. So the guy that I always talk to about financial advice in Andrews is Tad. His name's Tad. And he's like, I can ask him, I ask him so many questions already, but like I can ask him like, hey, do you see, like whenever everyone said that the currency was going to change and this and that, I'm like, hey bro, do I need to pull all my money out of my bank?
Put it on my mattress?
I'm like, hey bro, do I need offshore accounts? Like tell me what's going on here.
Put it in the mattress?
Yeah, and he's like, don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
like he's one of those guys that kind of keeps me
grounded.
Like,
he knows.
Calm down.
Which is smart because you have, 4 children and a wife and you had to get your money in check?
Scary, man.
Yeah, bro. I don't even know how to handle myself.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So anyway, like he's that guy for me. And I have like Lorena. Lorena's a FA. Lorena Lujan.
Yeah.
Shout out Lorena. She's in Midland. So, there's so many people that are.
No, she does insurance.
She does insurance and she's a FA.
It's like
she's a financial advisor.
I'm about to hit her up.
She does all of that. She does Roth. She can get. Find somebody that you trust. Find somebody that you connect with that you're not going to be scared to ask questions or they're not going to. Y'all have a relationship.
Okay.
Find someone that is like that for you.
Okay.
I would say. That was a long ass answer.
That was a good answer. That's some good wisdom.
It is.
Okay, here's some bad wisdom.
Okay.
What's the wildest thing you ever spent your money on?
Wildest? Dodge Viper.
Huh?
He said what? Yeah.
Viper?
I had a chromed out Dodge Viper.
Was it worth it?
Was it?
At the time?
At the time, absolutely.
Kind of, sort of.
At the time, now looking back, that's what I'm trying to tell you. If I could go back in a time machine, I would have I wouldn't be an Andrews Tech. I would be a freaking millionaire right now.
I'm sure you would.
If I had the knowledge I have right now, going back to my 20-year-old self.
Yeah, but see, everybody would though. That's the thing. Everybody would though. No,
yeah,
what I know.
I had good money, and I spent about $53,000 on a Dodge Viper.
That don't sound bad.
Yep.
Huh.
And I wrapped it chrome.
No, that's crazy.
And hydro dipped my rims.
No, that's
carbon
crazy.
fiber.
No, that's wild.
Got a ACR spoiler that was about $4,000. Changed out my entire exhaust to Diablo exhaust. It cost another $6,000.
I'm just hearing
Fine-tuned it, dyno-tuned it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The chrome wrap itself was about 5 Gs. I spent
$70,000.
Do you think
the ratio of poontang was worth the money you put it?
No, I was already with Kelsey.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a waste of money, bro.
Oh, bro, we had a lot of fun in that car.
Oh, don't say that like that on the
We had a
Game
lot of fun
Changer
there.
show.
Damien was conceived in that car.
Jesus.
So, hey.
You was a viper for real.
Oh yeah.
You should have dodged
He
that.
said the vibration.
You wilded. You should have dodged that for sure.
It was a nice car though.
The wildest thing I spent my money on was $459. It's gonna sound crazy on the show. I bought the nicest dildo ever. No, I'm so joking, bro. The wildest thing I've ever spent. Here's how good of a kid I am.
He's not joking.
I am mad joking, bro. Chill. You know, I don't do that stuff.
Make that clip go viral.
No, not make that clip, bro.
That clip go viral.
I get women, one in particular.
He got the big black one that shake. Lightsaber.
Nah, that's wild. Oh, you know, I'm mad straight. A pocket pussy. No, the wildest thing I spent my money on was probably, here's how good of a kid I am, okay? It was $2,000. You know this. It's my chair. It's my Herman Miller embodied chair.
Yeah.
I bought it on the spot.
That was your craziest?
That was my craziest thing I've ever spent.
Really?
Because all the rest of my money I invest, bro.
True.
Yeah, bro.
So I'm glad you had that mentality at 23 because I was buying Dodge Vipers at 23.
Yeah, I'm buying.
So like,
I'm buying chairs. I was invested in my back because you know back then my back was. You sat in my chair before.
yeah, your chair was
busted.
Goodness
Busted,
gracious.
bro. My chair had that lean back with it. Boy, it was
It had the
automatic.
lean and then the whole leather on the left side because
Yeah.
I guess he leaned like this all the time. So that whole leather thing was all just white.
It was all white.
It was just like
Well, my chair was
stitching.
Fat Joe. I was just
Yeah, just leaning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sat in that thing. I was like, God, dang.
So now that I brought my chair now, like the Herman Miller embodied chair, people will always call me crazy for it, but I think it's smart. You have to have this mindset early.
Yeah.
$2,000 for a chair is not wild. Okay, maybe it is, but as an investment, not at all. That's what it was. It was an investment. Now, bro, if you see me work, most of the time I'm sitting straight. As a matter of fact, I'm practically sitting straight on this. I'm just leaning back because I
Lean
finally
back.
can. But most of the time I'm sitting straight. So that's like I make very wise money decision.
Good.
I just understand that I'm 23.
Yep.
I'm single, and I don't have an income problem, so I take a lot of risks. A lot of risks.
Yeah.
Knowing that I can go out there and make more money, and God got me.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm not buying big pocket pussies.
Yes, he is. BPP. BPP.
Wow.
If you don't know what that is, ask your boy Fabrice.
If you don't know what that is, keep it that way and don't Google it. That means you're a good kid.
That means you're good.
Yeah.
Don't start doing that bad stuff.
And,
Fabrice
actually,
bad.
half of the stuff in here was a good investment too.
Yeah. That's about 15 G's, 20 G's.
20 G's total.
Oh,
I put in about 3, I think, on mine too. So
that was a good investment.
It's a great investment.
It's probably the biggest investment I've had this year so far.
You know what's crazy? We put $20,000 investment in this just to come up here and talk about pocket pussy.
Whoa, you're not wrong. You brought that up.
Guess it's great. Feels great to be a game changer.
All right. So if you're out there, you're from Africa, and you got a beach house, just know that I'm trying to be there. So Airbnb, shoot that link in the comments. Trying to be there yesterday.
You have 5 seconds to name 5 African countries. Go.
5 African: Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Cameroon, Nicaragua. That's what it's called, isn't it?
Nicaragua.
That's
You
what I said.
definitely just said the hard ER for sure.
I really. Hey, you put me on the spot, bro. I got nervous. I was trying to get it all out.
Oh,
Was I close?
my gosh.
What's the fifth
yo.
one? What's the fifth one called? Give me one. Zimbabwe. Lion King. Pride Rock.
I'm telling you, it's got to be some implied racism in here.
There is not. I'm trying to get 500. Give me one.
Nicaragua.
I thought that's what it's called. Hey, I don't know Africa. That's like
This is America. Don't catch you slipping though.
that's like me
Don't catch
saying
you slipping
about actually, I don't know. In the United States you don't really get that.
Just so you know, if you're a youngin, Whether you're old or young or whatever, just know that you too can become a game changer. And yo, I'm out. Let's end this episode. You wilder right now.
You wilder right
Y'all
now.
have a good week, yo.
5 countries.